Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SKiMPod, SKiMPod.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, it's the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum 216,
Lunchbox 2099,
and I'm your host, the internet's Tayrell 713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
We all are physical media kind of people, not for necessarily for everything, but for things that we love. We are some physical media motherfuckers, and an example of that is this fly RoboCop steelbook Ant just pulled out. It's why I buy records. It's every Switch game, not every Switch game, but damn near every Switch game I can own, I own a cartridge for. You know what I'm saying? And I've licked every one of them.
Oh.
Don't say that jokingly.
Because you want the sour taste?
I just think it's dumb. So if I open it, especially if I take a picture, like I put on the saying what the internet or something like that or whatever, I always clown and make jokes about it. That's one of the things that, like, on that damn TikTok video I made about opening physical media, Scott Pilgrim on physical on Switch. I was like, make sure you lick the cartridge. And people was like, why are you licking the cartridge? And those who got it very much enjoyed the joke. Those who did not was just like, why would you do that? But Box, you was making a fine point about why we should be, buying physical media. If you would continue forth, sir.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things, over the years that you come to love. Like, Anthony, we all know, loves RoboCop. And what happens if, like, a streaming service doesn't have RoboCop as an option? Or, like, they do, but you got to pay, like, $8 to rent it for 48 hours or some shit. Like, the things that I truly enjoy that I always want to have access to, I'd much rather have a physical copy on hand. Like, yeah, it can be a pain in the ass sometimes to go, dig it up and get the player turned on. Like, it's such a small thing that we used to do all the time, but because of streaming, we kind of take it for granted. Like, we make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it is, but, clicking a couple buttons and having Disney Plus come up and streaming a Marvel movie, whereas, like, for me right now, because I don't have things sorted in my house, I'd have to come downstairs and move a couple things, get to the Blu-ray shelf in the corner of the basement, find the Blu-ray, take it back upstairs, which I'm fully intending to bring that shit upstairs here shortly. It's on my to-do list. But, yeah, like the 4K TV's upstairs with the Blu-ray player up there. So I'd have to bring it up, turn it on, put it in, have it read the disc. Even though it's better quality, it's like so much easier to click a couple buttons on a streaming service, but can't guarantee a streaming service is going to be around forever. That Blu-ray will probably be, assuming it doesn't get scratched or stolen or cracked.
Man, the example I would cite for that is all the stuff they pulled off HBO Max when they got bought by Discovery. Like I know it seems weird, but like American Pickle, which is a cool little movie that what's his name? Why is his name not coming to my head? Sells weed, makes all kinds of funny movies. It's Donkey Kong in the Mario movie.
Jack Black? No,
nope,
that's Bowser.
Bowser.
I don't know who plays Donkey Kong in the movie.
Seth Rogen. There it is, sir. Seth Rogen had that movie. It's like it was one of the premiere movies when the HBO Max launched as a service. Great movie.
I thought you said American Pimp. I'm tripping.
I said American Pickle.
Yeah, at first I thought he was talking about American Pickers.
But a great movie. They pulled all of Westworld off of HBO Max. So they actually went through and cleaned shit out.
I don't think I ever watched the last season of Westworld.
Lots of people didn't enjoy it. But here's another thing. Here's what's wild about that shit too. They canceled that show, but they didn't really cancel that show because everybody got paid to make the last season of that show. But then they just said, fuck it, we ain't making it. But you paid everybody. Why not just go ahead and make it? And I know why, because they wrote it off. But whatever. And that's what it is. And that's where Dan's point holds sway. These companies will do whatever they want to do to write shit off, and but just pull things that you enjoy right down.
Like they were
off
making
the
that
service.
Batgirl movie, and then they're like, we do.
Yeah,
like people were looking forward to that. Supposedly it was going to be good, and just on a whim.
Brendan Fraser, that was part of his comeback trio. Like he played the villain in that movie, and he was like, "It's great." Like of course, I mean he's in it, but it's like, something like that. I wonder, is it coming down the pike somewhere else? Because like, with him winning the Oscar for the Whale, I'm sure people, like many other projects where somebody get popular after, and then they put them right on the cover of it. But
we'll apparently what was it? It was Scooby Doo meets the Justice League or some shit. That was also coming out and got canceled, but it has since leaked. I've not seen it, but it has leaked. It's like things like that, and it's like it is like, again, at any moment, anytime, digital services can get pulled down, companies can go out of business, companies can get bought by other businesses, and they can just snatch it away, and so forth and so on. I own physical media. Right now, just right here. That's a Game Gear cartridge for Super Monaco GP on the Game Gear. I have the means to play that game. That thing right there. That's also a Daffy Duck game if you ever want to play that. Another Game Gear joint. But again, I have the means and the ability to play these things. Now, some people are like, you got a house full of stuff. Well, yeah, I do. I have a house full of a lot of stuff. But as long as I have electricity, you know what I'm saying? I can spin records. I can spin CDs, actually. I don't know if I have anything that can spin a CD, because I don't know if Blu-ray players necessarily can play CDs. I'm sure. I mean, you would think.
I don't even think I have any CDs in my house anymore.
Yeah. But I'd
have to really dig for that if that's the case.
I got multiple movies. I don't have a lot of DVDs anymore. I do have some. But I moved up to Blu-ray when HD became a thing, and I've since been moving up to 4K when that became a thing. And but I love it. To you were saying it can be a hassle, but to me it is often ritual.
Well, currently for me it's a hassle because I was watching Blu-rays here in the basement on the projector, but since then I've upgraded my living room TV last year. Actually, I've had that living room TV for a year now, a little over a year. And so the 4K TV in the living room is way better than trying to watch it on this projector down here, because this projector is only like 720 or something. It's not even 1080. Yeah. Like, this projector was in the house when I bought the house, and I've lived here for over 6 years already. So this projector is like way out of date. And I haven't even used it in probably over a year now. But yeah, like it makes more sense for me at this point because, like I got a 4K Blu-ray player now attached to a 4K TV. It makes more sense for me to use the Blu-rays with the 4K stuff upstairs. Sure. I just haven't reorganized a lot of stuff in my house to move the Blu-rays upstairs, which is something I was thinking about doing this Sunday, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, to me, it's ritual. When I'm like, okay, I am about to sit down and watch WALL-E in 4K. I bought a real nice copy. The Criterion edition of WALL-E came out.
That is in my Amazon cart right now.
It's absolutely love that movie. It's one of my favorite Pixar movies ever. But that transfer is gorgeous, just ape shit. So, like, if you fuck with some things like that, they are I have Dazed and Confused Criterion Collection Edition, but then they just made a 4K transfer of it, and I'm like, do I buy the 4K transfer, or do I just keep it greasy with the 1080p transfer, which upscales pretty nicely on my on the 4K players I have in the house. They do a pretty good job of upscaling to near 4K quality. So I don't know. I oftentimes do upgrade my records. So like I recently got in the mail of a repressing of Commons Resurrection, and like my original copy, which is the 2003 repress, is a single record with all the songs on there stuck on just one record. Whereas this repress is a 2 record set, 2 LP set. So everything's spread over, 4 sides, and it sounds way better. It has way nicer bass resonance, so forth and so on. It's just better. It's a better made, more quality made product. And so oftentimes I'll have multiple copies of any given record in my collection because I'll find a colorway that I fuck with, or it's just a nicer variation. I own Enter the 36, and I bought a copy from recently enough. It was a yellow copy, and I put it on in the hip hop vinyl Reddit, and somebody in there was like, that version doesn't have the final skit. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, really? And the person went ahead and explained how it was basically the original, and then the 99 repressing, maybe 2000 repressing. I can't recall, 99 or 2000 repressing. And then recently enough, Vinyl Me Please did a real good repressing. Those are the only ones that actually have the it's a secret, never teach the Wu-Tang on it. You know what I'm saying? Which is a big part of the album. I know it just seemed like nothing, but like, why would you cut that off? And so I ended up getting rid of the yellow version I had, ordering from Discogs at a point in time when Discogs prices were not outlandish. And so I have the 99 or 2000, I can't recall, repressing. And of course I have the Vinyl Repeats pressing of it. Because like I said, there's a quality thing. There's a quality issue to be addressed at that point, So that's why I end up that's me in my record situation, which is I'm saying, I got a couple records behind me, but I got to make content with them because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I crack shit open on the TikToks.
I think the last piece of media I bought Malcolm X or the Criterion edition.
That 4K one?
I think it's the 4K one.
Yeah. Because that just came out like earlier this year, right?
Yeah, it came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
And for I tried to get it for Christmas from Target. The Encanto vinyl, Target exclusive green version. But I tried to buy it and that didn't work out. And they finally restocked it, and I put it in my partner's Easter basket.
Nice. That bangs, man. I got I think my copy of Damn is the Target exclusive, the green. Okay. But I also got direct from artists, the clear backwards version of Damn.
Okay.
So because the thing about Damn was you can start the album on either end, it'll play through, in Kendrick's mind, it plays through just fine. Like you can start that album from any direction. And so they made a vinyl version of it that is backwards. Basically the track listing is flips the other way. And it's a black and white picture on the front of it, and the vinyl was transparent. It's just clear. It's real dope. I think I have. I don't have Section 80, which I don't know if they have an official copy of it, but that's about the only Kendrick I don't own. At this point.
I wouldn't. I do like that album a lot.
God, man, I saw you. I have a Big Chris Returner Forever, and I bought it at the first time I went to a record store over in Tremont called Loop. Saw it on their shelf. I was like, oh, that's dope. It's a Fat Beats pressing of it. And I guess maybe last year they did a repress of Return Forever, but it's not the same. Like the version I have is the actual, like, it sounds like the mixtape, you know what I'm saying? It has all the samples and all the tracks. And like the one they released is missing songs and of course missing samples and so forth and so on. So it's like I have the way better version of Return Forever than what came out recently, and I go up for that. That's just that was just me being like, yo, I love that Crick. I love that album, but I love that cover.
Yeah.
And like having it on a big, 12 by 12, I'm saying, or actually 13 by 30, whatever it is for a sleeve. I was just like, yo, I got to buy that. So,
yeah, I listen to almost every day the original version of 30 Hours, like without Andre 3000 on it.
Yeah.
It's just produced better than me. Like I love Andre 3000, but when the beat stops when he said, never mind, the wrong show. But I listen to that like almost every day. Like having the original version of something is always pretty good.
Yeah, that is fun. And like I said, in general, like I said, we just saying, like I'm a physical media forever kind of dude, man. I I just like it. I like the tactileness of it. Like I was saying, I like the ritual of it. I like sitting down and making it a point to say I'm about to put in this movie and sit and watch this disc and so forth and so on, because I enjoy that. I enjoy that which comes with it. And it's nice, man. Exactly. I roll this chair over here to my record player. I'm saying I set up shop. I usually would just sit right here and just play. The speakers are pointing in a way that I get a good, vibe going. And it's the media, man.
I sent you a TikTok the other day, and after there was a guy opening the album, and I immediately wanted to delete it because when he opened it, he just disregarded the stickers on there, and I was like, ugh.
So Xander, I you know me, I try to keep the hype stickers intact, and Xander's like, not me, man. I just tear shit because I bought him a copy. What did I buy him a copy? I bought Goblin. I got him Goblin when I was in Pittsburgh recently, and he's just like, I'm like, I can't believe you just did that, because I actually say I don't bullshit. I'm like, these are your records. If I bought them for you, they're yours, so you can do with them as you will. And he don't be caring. He just be like, like, no, man, just split that bitch right there clean, and you can still listen to the record and enjoy the record. But he likes the gatefold. He likes opening it up and looking at stuff, and you just can't do that if you're gonna keep the hype sticker on there. So I got some things, man. That I bought a few that I bought intentionally with I bought it because the summertime 12-inch. I bought the copy I have of that one because they claim to be mint, and it really is mint, but it also still have the hype sticker on it. And I'm like, I think that's so dope, because basically it said from the hit NBC TV show The Fresh Prince, something like that. It says on that sticker, and I thought that was so cool.
I'll never forget that night. Like after Fresh Prince,
when they did the video,
yeah,
that shit was Stay tuned after for whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? I would love to find like somebody who videotaped that and has like basically the intro as the show ended to take you into that video.
Yeah,
because that shit would be hot, man.
Lunch, did you watch Fresh Prince?
The new one or the original?
The original.
Yeah, all the time.
So me and T were talking like when we were doing a podcast about doing like a top 5 Fresh Prince episode.
I mean, I know like the scenes. There's like some that come right off the top of the head, like the one where obviously like, why don't he want me, man? And then the one where Will's in the hospital bed and he makes Carlton give him the gun.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, I'll never forget the Jeffrey get me Lucille episode. I always remember the one where Will messed with Jeffrey, where he recorded the lottery and bought him the ticket and then played the day before, so Jeffrey thought he won the lottery and was free.
Yeah, because he was real shitty when he quit.
Yeah.
What was up with that actor? I wonder what is he alive? Is he up to anything? What is Jeffrey doing?
He is alive. I looked this up like last week because I saw commercials for Bel Air, and so I was like, man, I wonder what's up with the original cast. I was basically doing, are they alive or are they deceased check?
Yeah.
The actor Joseph Marcel, let's put some respect on his name. Let's see. Just had a short film last year. A couple of short films last year. Was in a TV miniseries, I Hate You.
Nope.
Played Stefan in The Stranger in Our Bed, which is another movie that came out. So he had a pretty productive year last year. So I might assume he might be up to something this year. Who knows? But yeah, he has been did 20 episodes of The Sandman.
And Fresh Prince definitely had a lot of memorable scenes. Like, even sitting here thinking about it now, after all the ones I've named, like, there's the one where Jeffrey goes to propose to Hillary and he dies in the bungee cord accident. Carlton thinking he can win the basket.
I think it was her fiance's name.
Yeah, isn't that what I said?
I thought you said Jeffrey.
Oh,
no, he didn't say the fiance's name at all. He was just talking about her.
I thought I said Trevor, but I may have not. But then like there's the one where it turned into the internet gif of Carlton trying to win the basketball game.
Oof. Oh my god!
Or the where Carlton take the speed at the dance because he think he get vitamin C out of Will's locker. Or
why did he need vitamin C?
Because he had a pimple and he was like, I need some vitamin C.
Is that a known thing, or is this just
I don't know. But I was just thinking, like, why would you have vitamin C in your locker? But hey, he's like, go check it. Hey, plot. They needed plot armor. I remember where Lawrence Tate was on the episode. That was pretty great. And then that's when Ashley came to school, which I have to say, what she like my friends like posted her. That was like I never was a fan of her. Like I never had a crush on her.
Tatiana Ali?
Yeah. I was more of a Rudy man. But
I didn't really appreciate Tatiana Ali when I was younger. I was more of a Hillary guy.
Oh yeah, especially because Hillary was in Class Act. So yeah.
Wait, she? Why am I? What am I? I'm thinking of that movie she was in with Damon
Major
Wayans, which
Pain.
was
Major Pain.
Pain, like Damon Wayans. Slow down, dirty. All right, let's get to it. Weed a different color like a hood wrap bra and panties. And my flow be overhead like pots and pans and pantries. Anti cause I'm high like Michael Jackson, penny loafers, moonwalking on the sun, barefoot with shades on. Bitch pussy smell like a penguin. Wouldn't hit that shit with my worst enemy's penis. Bitch, when I say this, I mean this. Ho, I'm the meanest. Dick so big it's like from Earth to Venus. That Molly got me nauseous. All shit, no off switch. Lawless, obnoxious. On that suck my cock shit. That is my synopsis. Ostrich posh shits. Hoes on some goth shit. Stop it, you not this. Novice regardless. Heartless and awkward. Crying tears of vodka, prima donna at the concert. Adonna smoking chronic, about to vomit, gin and tonic. Just being honest, tell me, isn't that ironic? Swiftly, I drive the Beam at 850. Something. So I bought the Blake with me. It's Action Bronson's verse that follows that one. And hello, welcome to it. Stay Stretch Your Milk, Cleveland's longest running podcast. It's episode 490, and we were the opportunity corridor before shit was sweet. I am your host, Inner's Table 713. Joined as always my best friends is Anthony Animal Thug Tatum.
Hello, or Big Anthony to some.
To few.
To few. Only really the one person.
And of course, the homie Lunchbox 2099.
I'm in the business of misery. Let's take it from the top. She's got a body like an hourglass. It's ticking like a clock. It's a matter of time before we all run out. When I thought he was mine, she caught him by the mouth. I waited 8 long months. She finally set him free. I told him I couldn't lie. He was the only one for me. 2 weeks, and we had caught on fire. She's got it out for me, but I wear the biggest smile.
Go on.
More lyrics or just say the name of the song?
I'd just like to know what it is.
That is Misery Business by Paramore.
Right on. Haley Williams. Okay. All right. I know. Paramore, one of them bands that black people.
They'll be here at early June. I'm hoping I get to go. My buddy, he got 4 tickets. So my buddy, I think I mentioned this already. My buddy's company is a sponsor of the. Actually, I didn't realize this. They're a sponsor of the local Cleveland Guardians, the Cleveland Cavaliers, G League team, and the Lake Erie Monsters, the minor league hockey team. And so
my man snatched that Browns money away after that quarterback situation.
That
it was
is
like,
accurate.
I'll go give it to every. Oh, I know. I will go give it to every team but you.
Yeah. So he dropped the puck at so they did a hockey event at the Brown Stadium like a month or 2 ago, and
the outside
and they
one,
had
right?
him drop the puck at center ice or whatever. But there was a problem where the ice was melting because it was unusually warm that day. So they had to delay the game by a couple hours so they could refreeze the rink. And I guess the owner's sons had gone down by the rink while the players were practicing when they weren't supposed to. And so he went down there to get them, and he ended up getting hit in the neck with a hockey puck.
Oh, no.
And so he had to go to the hospital. And part of them all trying to make it up to him is they gave him basically carte blanche to get tickets to any event at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse for the rest of the year, whenever he wants. But so he has to request them. And so it's funny. He asked me if I wanted to go to Paramore, And then when I brought it, I was like, yeah, sure. You know, this is when I was going like the beginning stages of like my, you know, health transformation. And I was like, yeah, I'll go. And then when I brought it up when we were going to the Cavs game a couple weeks ago, he goes, oh, well, I only got 4 tickets and I already taken these other people, but if I can get another ticket, I'll take it. I'm thinking, why did you ask me to go then? If you already like didn't have a ticket ready for me, but whatever. But he's taking me to wrestling in June.
Excellent.
Funny enough, today I actually committed to something, which I didn't know we'd not be ready to do that, but tickets for WWE SummerSlam in Detroit in August when were on pre-sale. They go on sale tomorrow officially, but they started on pre-sale yesterday and then today as well. And I actually got a ticket for me and a buddy to go. So I am committed to my first out-of-town trip this year. So it's about 4 months from the time we're recording this. Well, it's August 5th, so a little less than 4 months away. We'll see where I'm at health-wise, but I feel by then I'll be good to go out of town for a couple days. And I already said this. I don't care if it kills me, but I'm eating some Buddy's Detroit-style pizza when I'm there. Like, you know, I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, if my body can't handle it, then it was a good run. But I should be fine by then, you know.
Yeah.
Normally we don't delve into an intro that we don't get into a whole story that quick off of just an intro. Quickly, let me tell you that those lyrics I spit were from APRocky's Long Live ASAP from the amazing posse cut One Train, which actually, if you want to go hear more about, you can go listen to, there's a podcast episode up right now, available for all, about posse cuts, and that is one of the posse cuts I happen to cite on there, and that particular verse right there. So, you know, you can go do that right there, and we at it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's States Country Milk. We are remote, which means, you know, you get some news, you'll get some assholes. It'll be glorious. You'll love every bit of it, I promise you, because it's always a delight. We bang this drum. So that's what's going on, man. And now jump back in here, please, and thank you.
Oh, well, I was upset because somebody at work, I was supposed to be off last Friday, and I was going to go to Detroit, and going to Buddy's was going to be one of the things I did. And, like, I even feel even worse now because, like, so somebody was supposed to be off, but then they came to work. I could have had that day off and went to Detroit and took my kids to go see Scooby-Doo Manor of Mayhem, but I couldn't do it. I could, but I ended up being like so tired on Saturday and like driving 3 hours to Dearborn. I just didn't have it in me. Friday, and then like later on, I was talking to my partner, and she was like, "Man, your nephew was really looking for it." Like I told my nephew I was gonna meet him from lunch and stuff if we came up there, and he was excited about it. And I just feel so bad now that I didn't get to go to Detroit. So more Detroit stuff.
we fucking Detroit. You know what I'm saying? That's a city we very much had a great time with when we went there a couple of years back now. That seems right, correct? Yeah. And
it'll be 2 years. The August,
oddly enough. Yeah. So you'll be back up there around the time 2 years later. Trying to go hit up that store. That little bodega we went to that we had to maze through. Of course, I think it was just amazing when you think about they managed all that store in that little brick of space. Like, what are y'all doing? How does this work?
Yeah, we went to Detroit like right after we went we went last year. It was a good time. I hate driving there.
Yeah, that highway, everything around there just seems dangerous and full of car parts.
No,
they streets is just terrible.
Well, like when we were at, it was like I don't know. The whole Detroit just remind me of East Cleveland, but it was that they just drive so fast. Like, but I really want to go to Buddy's Pizza again. And I don't know. It was just like I kind of want to. I just want to go up there and spend some time with my nephew. He's he plays football for Wayne State, and like since they had COVID years, he gets to get his master's with them paying for it for the next couple for 2 years. He gets to he graduates. What was it on? I think April 29th or something like that. So I'll probably be in Detroit then. I got to talk to my mother first.
Love it. I love to hear it. You love this. You love to see it, man. But let's get to it. Let me give you a little bit of show. Again, one news story this week, super short, but I thought it was important. And this is a hyper specific to Cuyahoga County, which is the county Cleveland is the seat of.
So run.
It's it's important to people who are local to us. Cleveland offering $100 rebates to Cuyahoga County residents who switch to electric lawnmowers.
Yes.
About 160 took advantage of last year when Cleveland offered the same incentive. This is Maria Elena Scott over at Scene Cleveland. Cuyahoga County residents and businesses looking to get a new lawnmower, now is the time. While supplies last, about 500, the City of Cleveland's Air Quality Division is giving out $100 rebate gift cards to those who recently bought or buy new battery-operated electric lawnmowers to replace gasoline-powered versions. Electric mowers, which can run $300 to $700, are quieter and lighter than their gasoline-powered counterparts and more cost-efficient over time because of maintenance and fuel costs. In order to be eligible for the rebate program, participants must register and receive confirmation from the Cleveland Division of Air Quality. Additionally, residents must live in and businesses must be located in Cuyahoga County, and each household or business is eligible for one gift card. In Cuyahoga County, in order for a battery-operated mower to qualify for the program, it has to have been purchased on or after April 25th, 2022. The rebate cards are only available while supplies last on a first-come, first-served basis. To learn more, interested parties can visit Cleveland Department of Public Health's website. Here, there's a link. Or call 216-420-8049. The city offered the same program last year, and only 162 received the rebates. But for those in Medina, Summit, Portage, Butler, Claremont, Clinton, Hilton, Warren, or Lucas counties, the city of Toledo, Akron Air Quality Management District, and Southwest Ohio Air Quality Management District are also running similar programs. So as for my locals, if you're thinking about upgrading or replacing your lawnmower and trying to do right by the air here locally, man, go take advantage. Go get and get this rebate while it's available, and just trying to spread the good word on that one, y'all. You know what I'm saying that's for my folk.
Bought a spare electric lawnmower last weekend.
Oh,
go get that.
Someone. No, I bought it used.
Oh, okay.
Someone I knew was had upgraded theirs, and they were selling their old one.
Yeah.
So I have 2 Ego lawnmowers now, and
how many volts?
Like 4. It's based on the battery, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have a bunch of different size batteries.
Very good.
I have big batteries, I have medium batteries, and I have small batteries now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have 2 of the same lawnmower in my garage. So if one ever breaks, I've got another one on deck, and I've got like 6 batteries now, like 3 big ones, small one and 2 medium ones or something like that, and about 4 charging stations.
As we have had air quality alerts for like the last 3 days, it is I'm not saying it's imperative so much, but it is important that we try to do what we can up in this neck of the woods to take care of what we can. And hey, man, electric mower, bang! I had to laugh, man. My neighbor, I love him to death because he mows my lawn without ever asking for anything. Also, when he comes down to it, snow blows my sidewalk. But that man, it was warm-ish, and the lawnmower was out, man. They was on deck. I'm like, you didn't have to start mowing the lawn this early, my guy.
My neighbors have cut their lawn 3 times in the last week already, as recently as this afternoon.
Oh.
It is simply unnecessary. One, it has not rained, so it ain't like it's like whatever. Like this week, it hasn't rained. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like the grass is like coming at you.
Ours did need cut.
Yeah, I got to cut mine
once
too.
to start the year. Like my grass got cut the other day, and it needed it.
Yeah,
but it hasn't really grown since. But to cut it 3 times already, they're crazy next door.
Exactly.
Like they're retired. They got nothing better to do.
Yeah, that's your man with the Blue Lives Matter flag. So I know.
Yeah, but Steve Harvey and different celebrities, they get their hair cut every day. You got to stay fresh out here. But
your neighbor's lawn do stay he be out.
Oh yeah,
he probably out there with the scooters.
Dude, he's already had the lawn care people here twice already this year. He don't fuck around. They don't fuck around over there. They work their lives. They retired. They're like, we're gonna have a good lawn. I'm like, and more power to them. Like they inadvertently peer pressured me into hiring a lawn care company these last 2 years. 3 now.
Yeah,
this is my 3rd. I've already paid for this year in full back a couple months ago. So Yeah, I'm not gonna say that my lawn looks good, but it looks better than it did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So they do all that. Are they out there enjoying their lawn? Are they using their lawn? It's just
Looking at it.
It's just there for you to appreciate.
I do appreciate it though. So you know what? You ain't wrong. I come through and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. The guy down the street from me, like, has perfect diamonds in his grass, and a couple years ago said fuck it and started over. Like, and that shit, he came back looking super immaculate. His shit looked like Jalen Rose. It's like so perfect. Like
the Bellagio lawn.
Yeah. Like
Jalen Rose has to have like a barber who uses a microscope to make sure he's getting the perfect Christmas on all those lines. I've never seen such meticulously sculpted hair. That's like they must dye each strand individually.
I don't even think he used Beijing. I think Jalen Rose shit is real too. Like it's crazy good. Like almost like Steve Harvey wig good. Like I don't know. That shit looked so perfect.
There's been times when it's been so dark that my TV hasn't been able to distinguish that it's actual hair on his head, and it's just like a black hole on the screen.
Like you thought you lost some sales.
Yeah, like I thought the signal was out or some shit. It was so dark.
It's too intense, man. What's going on right there in that
Yeah, I needed some more contrast.
Oh man. Your man Wayne Dawson over on Channel 8, you know what I'm saying? Known in this town, that man rocks a wig. That's a wig. But damn it, if it's not the Christmas wig you ever seen in your life, that shit cut extra nice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, him and Steve Harvey must have had the same wig, man.
Hey.
It is just like it's on Muppet status. It's so crisp.
And if you know I'm saying, if y'all looking at how you know this, how you gonna tell my man Wayne Dawson got a wig? I knew a lady whose husband worked at the gym Wayne Dawson went to. And Wayne Dawson don't play, and he would exercise head wig free. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I knew what was up. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna sweat that bitch out.
Which is crazy because like he must have got vain in his old years because we used to work out at the same Planet Fitness, and he definitely had that wig on. He worked at the one in Richmond Heights. He was sweating to the oldies up in that bad boy.
Sweating to the oldies. What y'all know about Richard Simmons? Y'all don't know shit about that, youngins. But like I said, that was it. That was the only story I was giving y'all this week, man. So I passed the fucking bird over to Ant, man. I keep motherfucking moving, man. What's good with you, baby?
I definitely want to try to get one of those lawnmowers. Costco has one, and I think it's an 80-volt one. And it's like I think 5 something. It might have went up to 6 something because they just put them out a little bit ago. But I had a pretty good week for the most part. Of course, like this past weekend, well, I guess 2 weekends ago, or when this come out, was Easter.
Finally got that in. How'd everything go?
Everything went pretty good. Like, man, I am getting tired of cooking. Like, sometimes cooking is such a hassle. Like, I feel like I need to find me a good restaurant where I can just be like, I'm gonna order this, because paying $60 for a good amount of food probably would have been dope. Like, just to like, okay, and I can just relax the rest of the day. But passed out Easter baskets. There's plastic eggs all around the boys' room. Did you
get the candy whistles?
Oh yeah,
whistle.
I did. I still got a couple left.
Nice.
Man, they were fucking impressed. Like, at first, Emery didn't get it. He's like, man, this is some bullshit. But then he finally got it going. I think Anthony took down like all 3 of his in like one day. Like, he loved them. Of course, we matter of fact, I emailed T. We got a we tried where we tried Reese's eggs, milk chocolate, Reese's Eggs White Chocolate, and Reese's Miniature Easter Cups. I was pretty pleasantly surprised. Like the boys liked it. Well, me, they like it's fucking candy, but they liked it, and they had a good time talking about which Reese's Easter edition they liked the most. So then it rolled around till Monday, where the boys were off, I was off, my partner was not off, she still worked, and we were like, you can't be fucking up mama's money, so. We went to first thing we did. We went to the Bay Village Science Center, which is like a amazing little place. Like it has like a planetarium on one side, and then the outside is where they have like rescue animals. They have like a little turtle tank. They had a bald eagle out there. They had like a couple different owls. They had a peregrine falcon, which Wild Crafts has taught me is the fastest bird in the world. Well, at least in the U.S. Like, don't hold me to the fire, people. We don't need emails about my peregrine falcon knowledge. They had a turkey vulture, and it might be like a couple other animals I was missing, but they had a good time. Like it's super small, but it's like. For smaller kids, it's like a dope thing to do. And like with the planetarium, like they do a different like part of the solar system like throughout the week. So whenever you go, your kids can most likely have a good time no matter when they go. It was okay. I think it was like only like $5 a piece to see the planetarium show. And the rest of it is free. So if you're in Northeastern Ohio, get at a look. So then after we got done with that, I was like, it's only like, it wasn't even like 12 o'clock yet. We had already ate the lunch I packed in the car. And I'm like, of course the kids like want to go to a playground or a park or something. I'm like, I do not want to go to a park right now. Yeah, because it was pretty nice out, and I know like that first nice couple days it is packed at the park or any playground. So I'm like, man, I know where I am. How far is Chuck E. Cheese from here? So Chuck E. Cheese, I think it was 11 minutes away from where we were. It was the one we went to for Xander's graduation party.
Okay.
So went there. Now, I think it's a good deal, but I think it's for an hour. They did raise the price though. I think it was only $20 before our play. It's $20. Now, if your car skills is good, you could pass around that card pretty good for an hour. But if you're a Chuck E. Cheese member, you get 90 minutes. And 90 minutes was damn near too much. It was just like we passed around, we played, we got some good prizes. But it was interesting, like right after that, John Oliver on HBO had like this whole expose about Chuck E. Cheese. I sent it to you, T. You can put it in the show notes if you want to. But it was just like interesting. It was almost like a mini, documentary about Chuck E. Cheese and how it came about, which was very, very interesting. And of course, he does this comedic spin to it. But like one of the main factors, like the guy who started Atari started Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, Nolan Bushnell.
Let's see. You already know.
Yeah, it's a video game shit when it comes down to it. I know.
Yeah.
I have to know.
Yeah, but Chuck E. Cheese, I don't care what nobody say. Like, if you go during the week or like a day like this, which was a Monday, that wasn't like on the weekend, it wasn't a ton of people there. But Chuck E. Cheese is a good value for, like, I took my kids there. We didn't eat any food. We just played games. and it wasn't no crying and no bullshit afterwards. So it was fine. And it was like only like a few people there. And when it's only a few people there, ain't gonna be no fights, ain't gonna be no fisticuffs and stuff like that. It's just a normal day. So I never really have a problem with going to Chuck E. Cheese. I know they try to say they recycle slices of pizza and stuff like that, but I don't believe that either.
Yeah, because that's some shit that would really be already, I think, out there. You feel me?
Yeah. That would be like, very hard to do, too.
Yes. Like, put some respect on Charles Entertainment Cheese name.
Yeah, but I do not think it's a good idea that they start selling beer and wine. Like when we went to the Columbia Zoo, not this last time, but like the time before, and they just like walking around with beers the whole time. I'm like, geez Louise. Like, why is that really necessary to need to rock an IPA? Because they just didn't have no Bud Lights. They had like fancy fanciest beers they had on tap and stuff like that. It was pretty funny. Like I just can't see myself like, do I need to get a little buzz to walk around with my kids?
Like, relax with that, bro. We don't even think like, really you gotta do all that just to enjoy life.
Yeah,
like you sir have a problem.
Yeah, like I know like when we do the lanterns and like at night they'll do beer and wine, but that's mostly for adults anyway. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Like we had a good time. I feel like I don't know. Sometimes I take it overboard with some of the stuff I do. Like I'll tell them like, man, we just gonna make the best of this day. But hopefully that'll be the things they remember. Like because they ain't gonna want to go to Chuck E. Cheese forever.
For sure.
They not gonna want to spend time with me
but
forever.
Then, I don't know if they anything like my kid. Yes, they will.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it is. Hopefully they will be like wanted to do fun things like that. It was a interesting video I seen earlier where a guy was like the way his dad parented him was like between 1 and 4, like I'm real loose with my kids. And then he said like around around 1 through 7. Like 7 to 14, you pull the reins in because that's when they need the most molding. And then 14 between like 15 and up, let loose again because they're already the person they're going to be. So
yeah,
I thought that was pretty interesting way to look at it. So, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, there you go, people. That is Ant's journey this week, and we give and go. And we're gonna pass the rock on over to Dan. What's good, sir?
So I was trying to think about what I was going to talk about this week because since we were on last week, like I had the cracked tooth thing, and I went over to my parents for Easter. I had my weekly weigh-in last Saturday. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about something personal or if I was going to talk about the decline in interest, seemingly, in Marvel movies. And I say that because I didn't know that 2 days ago the Marvels trailer came out. Just like there was like another trailer that dropped like last week for like Secret Invasion that I didn't know about for a day or two. The Spider-Man trailer I didn't know about for a day. And like I had Endgame on while I was working today in the background. And my one buddy came home from work and he saw that I had it on and we were talking about it for a minute. And I was like, he goes, still good? And I'm like, this movie's a fucking classic. And I'm like, there was all this build up to it, all these years, like 20 whatever movie, however many movies it was. And I'm like, but this movie, I could watch it all the time, and it's just holds up still. And then I'm thinking about like Phase 4, and I'm just like, I don't get excited for this the same way that I did before. Like, it took me forever to go see Wakanda Forever, and like even when I was done seeing it, I was like, this wasn't that great. I never went and saw Thor: Love and Thunder in theater. I saw it on Disney Plus. I saw Eternals on Disney Plus. I didn't bother to go see that. I took myself to see Shang-Chi when it came out, but like I saw it like a week after by myself on an afternoon because I was off that day anyway. So it wasn't like I went to like a premiere for it or anything. I haven't seen the new Ant-Man movie that came out like 2 months ago. I didn't realize
Not even.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the new Guardians movie comes out in like a week and a half or 2 weeks or whatever.
I didn't
it is.
notice that either.
Yeah.
Comes out May
I
5th.
had no idea until like 2 days ago. So it's like I went from like knowing when every movie was coming out for like 3 years, watching the trailers like a minute after they dropped, anticipating everything, to like now it's like I don't even go on social media and people are talking about the shit anymore. You used to be able to go on Twitter or whatever and people like would be like discussing it, like posting links, like everything. Now it's like days go by and this shit comes out and like I'm none the wiser. Like even a lot of my friends don't talk about it anymore. I don't know if it's like we've become disinterested or if like the quality of the product in some cases just isn't what we're used to. Like I'm just not sure because the excitement just doesn't feel like it's there like it used to be.
2 points. One, I think the pandemic, hands down, it threw lots of monkey wrenches in things and fucked up things, and the way people react and interact with media changed greatly during these 3 years. It just has. It's been such a chaotic life, the way we do things. Second one is, and this is actually a point that I want to say Greg Miller brought up on a kind of funny recently, how he says, and I agree, I think we still all have an in-game hangover. It was so good and so well done that nothing compares to it. Most of Marvel stuff, all the Marvel stuff, I'll tell you hands down, I have enjoyed it and taken from it what I will from it. You know what I'm saying? I have enjoyed what the product, but it ain't been no end game, and nothing I don't think can measure up to that. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, I can understand why if you're not super into Marvel shit, that you're just gonna miss a bunch of stuff. Whereas you like, I'm unaware of these things. I've been on all these motherfuckers on day one still. Because I'm still that dude. I still love all these things. So that damn Enter the Spider-Verse trailer is amazing.
Made me think about what I said, though. Like, we haven't even talked about it. We used to talk about these things, like, same day. We don't even message each other about it anymore.
Again, and like I said, I truly pinned that on pandemic. Once we have a habit, just out of a habit, of not really trying to talk too much stuff because we never want to be giving it away for free amongst ourselves.
And the fact that, like, I don't know why I haven't been receiving any messages from you guys on Twitter. I seen y'all. That's part of me having a new phone, and you're not on TikTok anymore. I kind of and
technically it's on my phone. I just never open it.
I mean, but you don't share messages or reply anymore.
I do get the emails though that I have over 99 plus messages waiting for me.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, that's my say. I feel like the way we interact with things, it's like again, over the pandemic has changed how we interact with things. Like I said, I'm on these Marvel shits. Well, I wasn't on that Secret War trailer because I just didn't care. I was like, I'm watching that shit, Samuel L. Jackson. I'm on that shit. But I was hype as fuck about this Marvel's trailer because oh my God, I love Captain Marvel. I love Ms. Marvel. And I love Spectrum. And you know what I'm saying, I fuck with her. Well, we don't know. I don't know if they're going to call her Spectrum.
The rumor is they're going to call her Proton.
Which is her other name in the comics. So I don't like that. I like Spectrum way more than Proton. But Spectrum probably has some stuff to it, so whatever. But since WandaVision, where we find out how she came back you know what I'm saying, after 5 years and found out her mom had died while she had been snapped and stuff like that character. Yes, you give me all of that particular character. So like I said, to me, I hadn't seen Ant-Man though. So you know what I'm saying? You are 100% accurate on that one. I did not go to the theater and go see this Ant-Man movie. And I wanted to, and I was like excited for it, but it's just life gets in the way, man. That's another thing. I still have a child that I'm working on raising, and that's a busy existence for me in that regard. And just a lot of life gets tossed at me. Like I said, it's been things like that. But I get it, man. We used to invent time to go see these movies. We drove to Columbus to go see Endgame. You know what I'm saying? I saw Endgame in theaters.
Yeah, and I mean, and your kids were younger before, which I would have thought would have made it harder to do these things. Your kids are older now; they're more self-sufficient. Unless I'm wrong, but like I would think a high schooler could be by themselves for 3 hours. You know, like whereas before when Endgame was out, your other child was like what 12, 11.
Yeah, it had to be. Yeah, so. But
kids are more excitable about that kind of stuff, and you push to support what they want to do. Like right now, my kids are knee deep in what his children were before while they were children. Like we went to go see Ant-Man, they fucking loved it. We went to go see the Mario movie. Like they're like Anthony is movie crazy right now.
What I mean though was like I would have thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, I could be off base, but I just figured at this stage of T's kids' age that T would be able to just be like, hey, me and Vanessa are going to the movies, we'll see y'all later. Not like you're abandoning your children or whatever, but like just like, hey, we're gonna go see Ant-Man, we'll be back in 3 hours. And that'd be fine because like, you know, they're about to be, one's already an adult, the other one's on the cusp. Like when I was that age, my parents would leave for like the entire day, and I would be by myself, you know. But I you know, my family could be weird. I don't know. Like I used to walk myself home. I was a latchkey kid, so being alone for a while didn't matter to me, you know.
And oftentimes, sometimes I mean, it goes down like that. Like, all right, we going out, and I'll holler at you. You know what I'm saying? But you know, sometimes it's not that. Also, it's like I like experiencing some things with the family. You know what I'm saying? We watched all of Last of Us together as a family. Like I said, Xander, what made a point to be like, hey man, Xander who will be in the street. It was in the streets
I'm not
right
saying
now.
like
we like, yo,
like cut your family out from things if they want to partake.
I'm not saying you are,
but
man.
like,
I know,
but yeah, but like if you wanted to go see Ant-Man that badly, I wouldn't think that like, you know, your kids or anything would be a detriment to that, you know.
Look, man. Sometimes it is a choice between that physical media we spoke of earlier. I'm gonna buy either I'm buying a record this week or I'm gonna go spend that movie at the Monday movie. That's just me being a tight.
In some regards, too, though, it's like like Ant-Man came out like February 15th or some shit like that. There's already rumors of that shit dropping on Disney Plus here in like 2 to 3 weeks. So it's like, okay, the movie comes out and I wait 2 months and then I can watch it on streaming. Like, why do I have to force myself to like make time to go to the movie theater when I'll be able to watch it like at home in my underwear?
Well, it comes out paid streaming next week, so you can rent it or buy it. You know what I'm saying, digital, and then like you're saying, a couple weeks after that, it'll hit Disney Plus.
The whole buying digital shit to me is another fucking.
We just talked about it.
I know, but when I said streaming, I meant like pulling Disney Plus and or any of the etceteras. But like the whole buy it from Amazon for $19.99. Well, what happens if Amazon decides to get out of the movie streaming business? Do you refund me my purchase, or are you just going to tell me to go fuck myself?
Correct. So, oddly enough, I think what they would end up doing because we actually have an example of this. Do you remember that like almost all the Sony joints and I think some of Warner Brothers joints used to be on a service called Ultraviolet?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so if you'd open up your movies and it would come with your digital code came via a service called Ultraviolet. Well, when Ultraviolet went under, because basically motherfuckers were just like, fuck it. What they ended up doing was, okay, if you own Ultraviolet movies, we're going to cross you over. You can go over to Vudu or you can go over to Movies Anywhere, depending on where the licensures ended up with. Now, yes, we have a process in place for that, but that don't mean shit. You know what it is, because yes, that process was there, but it ain't always going to be there because somebody could be like, nah, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, I mean, think about it when it comes to, like, lawsuits and settlements of something of that magnitude. Yeah. It'll be like, 10 people will go find some lawyer in New York. they'll sue the company, and then everybody who ever bought a movie and used the code will get onto the settlement. The court will rule that Sony has to pay $10 million. Then that $10 million is going to be spread out amongst like 100 million people. So you're going to get 50 cents back for like $7,000 worth of digital downloaded movies. Like,
yeah, it's trash. You are not wrong. You are correct. But like I said, the general what I feel, and maybe you are like, yeah, that makes sense. The in-game hangover is real.
I think in some regards, and I was spitballing this with my buddy when we were talking about it, is that like we're also in an area where like there's a lot of characters I feel that weren't like you had to be really into comics to know, because like to some degree pretty much everyone in the world, whether they watched movies or played video games or read comics or not or whatever, would see the Hulk on something, or Spider-Man, or like Captain America. Like those were known characters over years that had mainstream appeal. Like I never fucking heard of the Eternals before that movie came out. I admittedly never knew I didn't never heard of Shang-Chi before that movie came out.
I was aware of.
I wasn't even aware, but like I'm like what you would call a casual comic book person. Like I was Spider-Man, X-Men, 90s cartoon shit. And I was aware of some things, but it's not like I had, boxes full of comics that I read that had all these characters. Like I'd heard of Kang every now and again, but like I didn't even know what the fuck Kang looked like. Yeah. Before, all the TV show stuff came out. I had never heard of Moon Knight outside of seeing his toy in the store. Knew nothing about him. So it's like I didn't get excited for a lot of this shit. When I saw Marvel, I was like, okay, I'll watch it. But then I go in like, oh my God, did you guys see the new Moon Knight series that's coming out? I can't wait. Like, no. And then when I watched it, I was like, this show's kind of whatever.
It was your whatever that made me say, well, I'm not watching Moon Knight. Now, who knows? At some point, I might watch Moon Knight.
I mean, like, if I'm saying it, I feel like you should probably watch it because I know our scales like aren't always in alignment.
No, but Jan, it's not like it's not like you're a liar. You know what I'm saying? You don't like what you don't like. And you said Moon Knight didn't do it for you. So I'm like, if Box ain't watching it, fuck it. I
watched it, but like, I wasn't like into it.
Okay.
Like, I thought it was interesting at parts, but some parts was just kind of weird.
Yeah. So I need to watch Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night.
That was good.
Yeah. So that was the only two things, and of course the new Ant-Man. I'm just like, I'm not even here or there about Ant-Man. It's like I'm wildly excited for Marvel, Marvels. I'm wildly excited for Guardians. That's because I love James Gunn's work and I love everything that cast does. And I'm super sad this is going to be the close of that. But I'm also glad they're giving him a close. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. A lot of these movies don't. They do kind of wrap up, but they don't kind of wrap up. And I'm like, I'm glad we're going to get an official. We are closing out this section of the MCU and these characters for now. And I'm like, yeah, I can fuck with that, man.
So right here, Moon Knight on Rotten Tomatoes. The tomato meter, 86% fresh. Audience score, 89%. So I very well could be in the minority on Moon Knight, and I'm willing to admit it. So that's why I'm holding by my statement of maybe you should watch it because you might enjoy it, whereas I was only kind of like lukewarm about it. But I also, like I said, I had no attachment to Moon Knight. Didn't know shit about him. Didn't know the character's lore, any of it. Like I went into it and I did really enjoy Miss Marvel though. And like,
God, that was such a good series.
It was. I'm not the type of person to complain about like they're shoving other cultures down our throat, and keep America pure and all that. So like watching Miss Marvel to me was fascinating, seeing like another culture, because it's like I think it's ignorant to think that like only Americans can be superheroes. It's like there's other places in the world that could potentially have people that could do cool shit. And like the colors and and even in the Marvels trailer, like seeing the dancing with the outfits and everything, to me that shit's like awesome to look at.
Seeing a Muslim wedding, which I never knew how a Muslim wedding worked. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like we get, we see Jewish weddings on TV, we see Christian weddings on TV, and we see, basically, agnostic weddings on TV. But they never show us Muslim weddings on TV. And to have seen that via that show, I was like, yo, this is really dope. And to see some of that particular sect of Islam's traditions made, bare for everybody to see is like, yo, somebody, me included, learned from that and took some shit away from that. I think it's dope, man. And I watch, like, I have just become a guy who enjoys watching people's reactions and their people's, like I said, it's just like I like amateur porn. You know what I'm saying? I like people reacting to things because it's like me. You know what I'm saying? I like that ideal of like regular Joe Schmoes who are like, hey, man, I'm about to sit down, hang with my peoples, and talk about why I fuck with this. It's what we do on this very show. I mean, why wouldn't I like it? We do it.
One thing I heard a take on was about how in Ant-Man, Louise wasn't in this one. And
Louise, yeah.
And it was just like, it was kind of, I guess it just kind of ignorant of me to think that nobody else would think. I was like, man, why wasn't he in the movie? I was kind of disappointed that he wasn't in it, and then hearing that it was a big backlash, like, why wasn't he in this movie?
I'll be honest too. For me, the trailer didn't sell me. I thought the trailer actually deterred me from seeing the movie because the trailer goes like, oh man, here's Ant-Man, and him and his family go to the quantum realm, and then they meet Wasp's mom's Boothang city that she was fucking around on her husband with or something. And then Ant-Man and him have a casual conversation where he seems like he's in need of help and he's going to help Ant-Man. And then like 30 seconds later, he's fucking beating the shit out of him. And like, I'm going to fucking kill you because I'm Kang the Conqueror, motherfucker. I'm like, you guys were just friends 20 seconds ago. You already given away the swerve in the trailer?
In the movie, I guess she was fucking Bill Murray.
Man, Bill Murray. I assume that as much though from the trailer he was in.
Yeah, it was. What's crazy is like, another. I guess spoilers. Like, Michelle Pfeiffer's tripping like, oh, please don't go to the quantum realm. But they had went before, and it was cool with it before. But now you can't go back now. Is a black girl lost a shorty or you for ice? So yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I kind of feel like it used to be cool to like a Marvel movie, but now it's kind of like to the point where it's like, are you still watching Marvel movies? It's kind of got to that point now with certain things. I hear it on media all the time, and the fact that like the world is pointing their nose at it. Like, Angela Bassett should have won the Oscar for Black Panther.
Yeah, she did an amazing job. She definitely helped carry that movie after the rewrite.
And the fact that like they had to do a rewrite, and they still were able to come up with such a compelling story, even though that story that would have happened would have been dope as fuck too. Mm-hmm. But I kind of feel like it's such a mixture of things of the reason why Marvel isn't doing, like, some people are burned out. Like, it's like a majority of the people who wanted to go see it are now adults. Like, it's
I also feel like there's too many plants. Like if you get what I'm saying, like in the original what do we call it, story arc from like beginning to end game, you had like a handful of main characters that had their own movies, and like they all worked collectively towards the quote unquote end game.
Big movie.
But like right now, it's like there's a million fucking new characters that people like general people barely know. And like they do their own little like mini series or their own movie, and then they don't reappear for like multiple years. So you kind of forget about them, and it makes it seem unimportant. Like the shit that you watched, like Shang-Chi was what, over 2 years ago at this point? I ain't seen that motherfucker since that movie. Like Moon Knight was only in Moon Knight. Loki had 2 seasons, which were both good, but like they've disappeared, you know? Like, I know they'll probably be in Ant-Man or whatever, or I know they're coming back. Like, I get it. But, like Sam became fucking Captain America, what, a year and a half, 2 years ago? Like, when are we gonna bring all these motherfuckers together?
So Sam's Captain America movie is on the slate. We get more sort of Shang-Chi in that the 10 Rings iconography is on Ms. Marvel's bangles.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some stuff. There's stuff being there's seeds getting planted.
They working
like you
on
said. There are certain seeds being planted that again, if you know type shit. But that's one of those things where it's like they have earned my patience.
Like right now, Wong is the thing keeping everything together.
Pretty much.
The Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah. Why wouldn't the Sorcerer Supreme be keeping everything together? Goddamn right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about not forgot about, but it slipped my mind. She-Hulk was incredible. I love that show.
Same. I truly love She-Hulk. I truly loved Ms. Marvel. I loved Hawkeye. I didn't like Loki as much as everybody else did, but I enjoyed Loki. Like every week we was on that shit. So you know what I'm saying, I fuck her. And Loki season 2 is filming right now. So that's going
3?
down. No, Loki only had one season so far. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So that's also something I'm quite
I liked
interested in.
Hawkeye a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, that ended up being real fun, man. And I like Florence Pugh. I love me some Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh was a really fun actress. I like her character work, and I enjoy what I've seen her in thus far.
I enjoyed her talking about that scene on Hot Ones like a couple weeks ago, where she's talking about how she just got to eat macaroni and cheese all day.
Yeah, with hot sauce and just having a good time.
Yeah, she it's funny. She played Goldilocks and the newest Puss in Boots movie.
Yeah, Puss in Boots movie. Yeah.
Like now knowing her work, not really knowing her work because I still don't know like most of her work she's in, but knowing her off of Hot Ones, it's like, oh yeah, that's the Hot Ones lady. I know that voice now.
She did that movie that came out a couple months ago with was it Olivia Wilde, where she wouldn't even go on the red carpet with her and shit.
I was talking to Vanessa about this very particular thing because of the beef that her and Olivia Wilde developed during that movie and after. She was like, "I'll do this piece of." She did do the red carpet. But that was it. That was all she did. But then for this new movie, you know what I'm saying, that Zach Braff has directed, Morgan Freeman, hers in it. It's like we have gotten the full Florence Pugh doing everything, and I'm saying. That is what Olivia Wilde could have had she not been such a fucking butt. So that
her and Zach Braff must have had an amicable breakup then.
They did. That's the thing. That's also I find fucking fascinating that they broke up and are still just we cool. We buddies still. You know what I'm saying? And I love that that's possible. That's also like that touches my heart in another way. Like that's cool that can exist. You know what I'm saying?
Did they meet on the set or something?
Nah, bro, they was dating. Well, Zach Braff, an old man, and she was a relative young person. They had been dating for years ahead of this, but they broke up like 2 years ago. So I think it's dope that he was like, because she's been talking about like, Zach had an idea. I thought it was pretty dope, and so I said, let's get down. And so he did this movie. If you don't, like I say, Zach Braff is a delight. He has directed multiple episodes of Ted Lasso. You know what I'm saying? He, of course, directed a bunch of episodes of Scrubs toward late time Scrubs. I love that he talks about Scrubs with such a highness, a fondness. You know what I'm saying? Lots of people will be like, I don't even discuss what I used to do back in the day. But nah, he loved the role of JD. Him and Donald Faison are still tight. It's like super tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they like live like around the corner from each other.
Yeah, like that's so cool to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know that people. I know that it's not weird. It becomes uncomfortable because there seems to be a power, situation that a super young in her 20s ingenue is dating a man deep in his 40s. You know what I'm saying? It does seem weird. It always has seemed weird to me. But they dated, they broke up, and they kept it moving. And I think that's dope that can be done.
Yeah, it was
Florence Pugh, so dope.
I don't judge anybody for dating like
love
that.
Who you want to love, be who you want to be.
I would do it if I was in their shoes, but I will admit that like being older makes it harder to like look at people younger than me because I don't want to look at someone who's not of age, even though they look like they might be, because then now I'll be that creepy old man. Like, perfect example. Me and my dad went walking on the path, like in a park the other day, like Tuesday, 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
I think these two people were mom and daughter, but I could not tell. And so it's like, I didn't want to be looking at them if the one was the daughter, because it's like, not that anyone could have called me on anything, but I didn't want that on me.
That's just respect of yourself. Who wants to disrespect? That's okay.
But that's how I knew that I'm older, because like, if I was in my 20s still, I would not have given a fuck. I would have let it ride. Clackety clack, hot hand of the dice game, baby girl. But now, being going to be 38 this year, I can't be looking at everybody with those eyes, because it's like, I don't want like that put on my name.
Yeah, I hear you and I respect it. It's just what it is to be grown. You would hope, unless you lean on DiCaprio and you're like, I enjoy teenagers even though I'm nearing my 50s. Like, sir,
or R. Kelly.
no,
that's two different things.
Leo at least dates, a semblance of adults.
Age people.
A semblance of adults. Whereas R. Kelly is a pedophile. I don't think he's been healed of pedophilia just because he's in jail.
I ain't doing it.
Oh, not nobody. Bruh.
Well, hopefully he gets rehabilitated so we can get Ignition Remix Part 2.
Bounce.
I mean,
bounce,
that
bounce,
technically
bounce,
is part
bounce.
2. It's the remix
It is. It's the remix edition.
of a song about
No, the
Fresh out the
remix of the remix. I want the remix to the remix.
Oh, man. Fuck you, R. Kelly, for taking so much dope music from me because of your shittiness.
I believe I
there's
can
no ethical
fly.
consumption, and no matter
Under
what.
capitalism, there simply is not, man. I know, but I try my best. So not.
But
I'm going to say,
but you have to also think, listening to him doesn't make you a worse person. So there's no correlation between like you being a bad person and you listening to R. Kelly. Like,
let me tell you something. I want to go with like, let's say October, maybe September of last year. I went through a deep R. Kelly dive because it had been years since I listened to his work, and I was just like, I was reminiscing, and oddly enough, that's a big line from one of them songs, the R. Kelly song, thinking, reminiscing, and it's just a lot of quality work in there, man. And I'm not trying to say let's all go listen to R. Kelly or anything like that there, but bruh, man, like the Chocolate Factory, it's pretty fucking good, man.
Man, I Gotham City.
Dude, no, see, that's the one everybody
us.
that people fuck with.
I-
Me,
Gotham City
it's Gotham City remix.
I bought that CD.
So good.
What
Because we all need
with
it.
the I Can't Sleep Baby remix
Can't
with him and
live
Puffy.
without it.
And on that, the B side to that was the Gotham City remix. Like,
Gotham City for the ghetto. Gotham City for the ghetto.
yeah, I don't
man.
like it's certain things I can't like just put myself. Like, for example, I don't say this a lot, but I like Chick-fil-A is like one of the only places I really eat fast food at. I know they have bad ethics, but where else can I just get some naked chicken fingers and a salad at?
Naked chicken fingers. Where and on that one, it's just one of the ones we disagree on. I cannot ever support them because I know where it goes to.
I do know where to go.
And it's not.
And it's, like I said, this is one of those places like where I could just like it's one of the few places I go to where it's like when I'm on the road, I don't have to worry about eating nothing fried. I can just have a salad and it's not juicy and brown lettuce at the bottom. And and it's like I don't know. It just seems like it's a bunch of stuff. Like I'm just getting to the point where it's like almost everything is evil. Almost everything.
Yeah.
Compromise where you can.
Compromise where you can. Like and like
Yeah.
I don't support.
That's another thing. I don't go out here shitting on people for eating Chick-fil-A. I'm not coming at you or anybody else fucked up about it. I just don't. And here's another thing. Me and my kids sat down and said a real ass rule to this shit. And it is like, and we thought it was pretty hilarious and simple. And that is this. If somebody gave us Chick-fil-A, we would never say no. We would just not give our money to Chick-fil-A. And I think that's a pretty simple fucking rule to follow. So like, cause sometimes, you know, he said he'll be with friends and like, they might go get some Chick-fil-A and I'm like, hey man, somebody give you Chick-fil-A, enjoy.
That what you just talked about, that's one of the things that's kind of like always bugged me about people's approach to things. Is it's like everyone is entitled to their opinion, and if people want to share their opinion, more power to them. But I think like the line gets crossed when people try to tell other people how they should think or feel and judge them based on that. Like a lot of that's come up with the whole Harry Potter game that just came out. And people writing pieces and like ruining the game for people who bought the game to play it. Like my buddies were talking about this morning about how there were people who were like protesting the game so harshly that they were going into like Twitch streamers' streams and like basically hindering their streams so that like they would stop playing the game, or going into like people's streams and spoiling the ending of the game for them. Like just ruining it so that they couldn't get enjoyment out of this game that they just purchased, because in their mind, like they wanted like stick it to J.K. Rowling so bad that they're ruining everything for everybody else.
I think that is smaller than people were giving it juice for, because that is the top selling game of this year. Nobody's J.K. Rowling didn't get it stuck to.
I'm not saying that like it wasn't popular or didn't make money or whatever. All I'm saying is that there's these people that exist that because they think one way, they go out of their way to try and sway other people in an aggressive manner.
I feel like
also people who write think pieces and then people who read them and treat them like they're like journalistic articles rather than actual just opinion pieces
that they are. People have forgot. Well, also it's something we don't teach anymore. People don't know journalism as it used to be. Like I know my kids did not learn of journalism. It's something that was a thing. We used to be taught these are sections of the newspaper. These things are supposed to be news and based on the facts of the situation. And these parts, which would used to be off into their own segregated piece portion of the newspaper, was like, and this part over here is the opinion section where people get to say what they think about things. And we have forgotten what it is to do that. You know what I'm saying? It is something that has come in time and course. And man, like I said, I find it interesting that there are trolls on both sides at this point. I hate that, and I hate the ideal of both sides because it simply doesn't exist like that. There are multiple sides to every given thing, but there are people who will troll, and they probably in their mind they think we're trolling for good. Actually, you know what? They probably both think they trolling for good. It's the worst fucked up part of it. And the reality of it is like, bro, you making day life hard, my life. So in particular, we use Harry Potter as an example. I watch a YouTube channel called Girlfriend Reviews. Hilarious, Matt and Shelby. They are a couple that literally review games from a perspective of would buy. That was initially that they've kind of gotten further a little bit away from it as time's gone on. What would I be okay sitting around watching my boyfriend play this game? You know what I'm saying? Would I get entertainment watching him play the game? And they were going to review Hogwarts. They got a press copy, and we're going to review it. And we're planning on their Twitch stream. And people were so shitty to them about it, and super greased them about that game that they damn near, and unless something has changed, they no longer have access to their Girlfriend Reviews Reddit. Because people just like bombed it with like, yo, this is fucked up. They basically made it so Reddit's auto whatever moderation system was like, all right, well, we locking this shit up. It's not the first time it's happened. The first time that happened is when they reviewed Last of Us Part 2, which me and Anthony know had a very controversial situation in it, and a lot of people were mad about some stuff that took place in that game. And so, like I said, so that is two different sides of the same of this thing. People are just being shitty for shitty's sake. And the thing about Shelby and Matt, Shelby is Jewish, and so she was already coming into the Harry Potter game. She would tell you with a bit of an axe to grind because of the way the characters that run Green Guys, the characters that run the bank. What are they? Goblins? Are they goblins?
Yeah.
Yeah. How they are an old school caricature of Jewish people and have been forever. And J.K. Rowling really J.K. Rowling sucks in a lot of ways, as it turns out. And that's just some things we've learned over the years as J.K. Rowling can't keep her mouth shut. But so she already would have basically been, I guess, theoretically on their team. You know what I'm saying? Because she was already had basically a bit of an axe to grind against the game just from her lived experience. But instead of allowing that woman and her boyfriend to speak and discuss, to share their opinion, because that's all it was, and that's all it would ever be. That's what reviews are. They fucking shit all over her and made it like I said that they lost access again. Like I said, first time it happened was with Last of Us Part 2, and now it happened again with this damn Hogwarts game that they truly didn't even really like. They didn't give a fuck about that game. They were just like, we're gonna play it because they gave it to us for free, and so we're gonna play it and review it because that's what the tete-a-tete is. You give the companies give you a game for you to review, and it's just wild to me that like I said that it has to go that way. Like I said, we've been doing the show for 10 years nearly. Real short time. It's actually 1 month away from a month and 3 days away. We'll have been doing this show for 10 days. I mean, it's 10 years, and we share our opinions on matters, but we're also very chill about it. I'm not saying my opinion is the opinion. It's an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about it. In 10 years, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that our arguments have ever gotten, or disagreements or discussions have ever gotten, like, elevated. But then, like, also, we will leave it at that, and it doesn't linger or become a thing. Like, we move on from it. I mean, think about it. We just talked about Chick-fil-A. You won't eat there. He's fine eating there. And I don't go out of my way. I have Chick-fil-A maybe once every 3 years. I don't frequent it, but if I ate it, I ate it. Like,
I'm not mad that Anthony's eating Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you are.
Yeah. No.
I'm just saying we're three different people here that treat Chick-fil-A 3 different ways, and we're all fine with it. Like, there's no vitriol either way.
Yeah, as it should be.
I do,
but we don't forget that.
On Peeps. Peeps aren't good.
Let me tell you something,
Peeps
bro.
suck.
I don't really eat Peeps no more. You know what it is? I'm be real with you. It was when Gabe left them hoes in the car and brought the motherfuckers in the house, to dance to eat, regardless of them having been like multi-days melting in his car, and they looked like vomit to me.
Oh no!
And it ended my relationship with Peeps almost wholeheartedly right then and there until this year.
You and Peeps got back together
when Dr. Pepper Peeps showed up. And my kid fuck with Dr. Pepper hard, so I got 2 packs, just 2 packs, no more, no less, of Dr. Pepper Peeps. And they ate one initially when they first bought it, and we saved the other pack until Easter, so it's still sitting over here. And I have had two whole Dr. Pepper Peeps during this whole Easter timeline, and damn, they good, bro.
I think they got like fruit punch Peeps. They have like
we have tried those, and I don't know if we tried them on the show or they're just in life. But the fruit punch Peeps taste just like Kool-Aid, fruit punch Kool-Aid, banger. You know what I'm saying? Fruit punch. Remember fruit punch Oreos that was hitting, banger. Just didn't have rhyme. Fruit punch is a flavor they got locked down.
Yeah, I don't. I almost bought my kids some Peeps just so they can experience it, but
yeah,
I didn't. Because I was like, should I get some Peeps? And their mother was like, nah, don't get my babies no Peeps.
They do sprinkle sugar just about everywhere, so I'm with you.
Oh, man. I got some churros. We went to Taco Bell yesterday.
Churros.
And Emery he ate it. I don't know what the fuck, how much cinnamon sugar should have been on the bottom of that bag, but it was way too much for it to be in the bottom. That was just way too much cinnamon and sugar. And I was just like, don't worry about it. Like, it's going to be warm this weekend. I'll vacuum out the car. But, man, it's a bunch of shit. I got a churro back seat right now.
A churro crusted back seat, my peoples. Oh, my God. What else was up, y'all? As for me, let's see. Two life events for your mans that I care to share with y'all. Both happened today, so that's also interesting to me. Xander went and had a job interview.
Oh.
and starts Monday.
Okay,
So,
that's great.
But yeah, Xander had been talking about getting this gig since January, and nothing came of it until today, when all of a sudden it became, well, yesterday when all of a sudden it became real, and today he went in, met up, and was provided the job. So dope. The kid will be doing some warehouse work, real job, like 5 days a week, 7:30 to 5 p.m.
Oh
like
wow.
hours. So I'm like, that's what's up, man. So
He didn't
of course
he didn't dip his toe in. He just jumped straight in.
Yeah, man. No. Yeah, we'll see how that goes for him. I truly wonder how that will be for the man, because
Is he capable of waking himself up in the morning now? Because I know, like, during school, you were always like, I gotta get up and get my kids up and get them out the door. Like, is he able to do that now?
We shall see. You know, he did get up this morning to go to the interview. The interview was at like 8:30 this morning, and he got himself up and went to that interview, no questions asked. Whereas Lee slept in yesterday, and then I finally just had to go knock on their door. I was like, yo, what's good? We going to school or what? You know what I'm saying? And but today Lee popped up and was ready for action. So some days it is, but also Lee is on multiple medications that kind of mess with them, and we are working on some things behind the scenes. And in fact, that is part two of my life discussions. Today we went to go see, while we still can in this great state, knock on wood, our peds endocrinologist, because Lee might be about to start testosterone. Like this official. This really makes the transition. And so we went and met met with the doctor today. A delight. It was just always kind of nice when you come across a doctor who just not only just knows they shit, but knows they shit in a way that's like they know this particular body of work, this aspect, and they was on it, and just was very excited to talk about just all of Lee's health in general when it comes to transitioning and the programs that are available to them, and also was honest about what worries them about the current state of politics in the state, and why right now there's a plan and a system in place, but that could go away at the drop of a hat in this state, because we know what it is. And I like that she was so honest and open about that with us. And I'm like, we are aware. I'm saying, I do know what's what here. And I know that lots of states are starting to try to ban gender affirming therapies because they're evil. I'm just gonna be real with you. And I say that with some real and true honesty. Like I said, Missouri today passed basically or is working on a law, has not passed yet, that says even adults can't go get their gender affirming care. That's insane to me. I'm saying, not that I'm saying, that parents shouldn't be allowed to have get the treatments for their children, but I guess the argument could maybe hold a little more water if you were saying like, oh, you're saying, if you're saying kids maybe shouldn't be being treated quite yet. I don't believe it. It's not true to me, but I could see a little bit of that. But when you start telling grown folk what to do with themselves, it's like you've crossed over. You've crossed the barrier and a line, and I think that's real fucked up. But my kid's excited. I'm excited for them, and so forth. And I think that is super dope. That could be coming down the pike next, and they seem super excited for it too. And it was a very good experience today at the doctor's office, and I'm excited for my kid, man. And fuck these politicians that are out here doing all the dirt in the world and getting caught doing all this dirt in the world, but they want to pretend that the issue is actually trans people and or drag queens and or whatever, because it's not. It is just the evil that you do, that you try to pretend and hide from. Clarence Thomas, we know you out here doing dirt. Multiple other representatives, we know you out here doing dirt. We got proof of it and shit. But y'all write laws that'll let y'all get away with the fucking, or get loopholed out of it in this horse shit. And this isn't one of those, it's a side, a both side situation. There are no sides to this, man. Healthcare is healthcare, and healthcare should not be held up because some politicians don't agree with healthcare. Sorry, just is what it is, man, on that one. That one's not one we get the team up on or take teams on. That's life for me. It's relatively easy, man. Everything else is going well at the house, man. So that's a nice temperature. I've been getting out walking box, man, trying to get out there, get these steps in, and keep my calories counted and so forth. Weighed in the other day. I'm not gonna talk about my weight. I'm not as giving as Box is. I ain't giving y'all the numbers because I was not happy with the numbers, but we'll get the numbers right and it'll be okay. And
I didn't think I'd be happy with the numbers last week either, because I didn't work out for 3 days, with the cracked tooth, and but what I think honestly, and I not to get too deep into the weeds, but I'm pretty sure when I weighed myself on Saturday, I was slightly dehydrated.
Okay.
So I think that may have played a part in the number. I lost, like the scale says, for those wondering, I lost 7.2 pounds last week. And like I said, I think part of that was inflated a little bit by the dehydration, because I worked out that afternoon or later that morning, and I was having a little bit of a cold sweat.
Yeah.
Where like when you're dehydrated, then it gets kind of like that. So I'm fine now. I've made sure to drink plenty of water the last week to get myself back on track. But so that afternoon, I ate at Don Ramon's, which is a local Mexican place, and that's where I ran into our mutual friend that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And
it was the one behind East Coast Custards.
Yes. Well,
okay. I know where that's at.
Yeah,
I've been to
my dad lives like 2 lights up, so like we were in the area.
Okay.
We were dropping a washer and dryer off over there from the same person I got the lawnmower from. And so like I ate like rice, I ate beans, I ate chicken, I had tortillas, I had some chips. Like it was probably like the most egregious meal I'd had outside of like a cheeseburger since like the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And I definitely itised myself out and whatnot. I guess I probably should mention this. I ended up going across the street to the Exchange, which is like a local resale shop for those who aren't from the area. And a couple weeks ago, I talked about how I got Anthony something off of whatnot, like the autographed RoboCop thing.
Mm-hmm.
I used the money that I was going to use on myself to buy that for Anthony at that time, because I was like going to buy like a reward for myself for turning things around and dropping some weight and everything. But instead, I used that money to buy Anthony that collectible, And we were walking through the Exchange, and I came across something that I'd been wanting for like 15 years. And it was still brand new in the package, never opened, with like the collectible comic book still on the back. And it was $100. And riding high off of having one of my favorite meals at Don Ramon's, and the scale having said that I lost 7.2 pounds, I went ahead and purchased said item. And I don't regret it at all.
As you shouldn't.
What I bought was I think it was 2006 release, Marvel Legends Icons, 12-inch tall Venom action figure, still in the pack, never taken out, with the collectible comic book still attached to the back. I've been wanting that thing for years. There's also a second variant where Eddie Brock's face is kind of poking through the symbiote, but this was the full-faced one with the tongue out.
Didn't
I
buy you one with the face off?
You probably got me something like that. I mean, I have so many things around here, but this is a particular action figure that's like 12. It's literally 12 inches tall, and it's in like this collectible pack. It comes with a comic book and everything.
Because I found one. Well, because I was afraid that you already had it, and it was the like it kind of looked like Amigo with the clothing on, with the Eddie Brock head off. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I mean, I can pull it up and show you guys later. But so I bought that, and then so that was my Saturday. Sunday, I went over to my parents' house and we had Easter dinner, and they had like cheesy potatoes and corn and ham and turkey, and so like I ate food. Like I didn't go crazy. I ate some ham, I ate some turkey, I had a little bit of corn, I had some carrots. And then I had 2 helpings of cheesy potatoes. Problem was, and my stepmom, who started listening to the show again, is probably going to hear this. She did what a loving mother does, and she put little Easter bags together for her children. So I had a little Easter bag with some Reese cups and some Kit Kats and some Twix. And my sister brought us Mally's chocolate bars to share amongst us. Like the bunnies. So I ate one Mally's chocolate bunny filled with peanut butter. Then I took the candy bag and I ate a couple Reese cups, like 2 Reese cups. I ate like 2 Kit Kats and 2 Twix, and then I left the bag behind. There was I ate about half the bag.
Yeah.
I left the other half behind, and I cut my Easter quote unquote cheating off at that meal. Didn't go any further. Didn't buy any clearance candy. Didn't bring any home. That was it. And so, but because I ate at Don Ramon's on Saturday and then I had Easter dinner with my family on Sunday, there's this part of me in my mind that's like, oh shit, well, my weigh in this, and also now that I'm not dehydrated anymore, that I'm going to get to my weigh in this Saturday and it's going to be shit. So I'm not trying to manifest it. I'm not hoping for it. I'm just mentally prepared for it to be either like I gained a little bit or I'm even, or I lost only a tiny bit. Because it's hard to pull off back-to-back figures like I did. But like I said, I went a little out of the bounds, not by much, but also like I probably put a little bit more water back on from not being dehydrated.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's reasonable.
Easter is like the time of year that it's roughest for me not to eat terribly. Like jelly beans are my absolute favorite thing. Like when you said that Mally's peanut butter, I was like, ooh, I missed out on that. I wish I thought about that. Like it is the hardest time. Like Christmas ain't that bad because like them cookies only good for one day. And then Thanksgiving ain't that bad because you wait all day to eat almost. And that's pretty much the only meal, like when you running around, that's the only meal you eat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like on Saturday at the Don Ramones, all I'd eaten before the Don Ramones, and the Don Ramones came at like 3:30 in the afternoon. I'd already worked out that day and probably had the hardest lifting session I've had since I started working out again 5 weeks ago. All I'd had in like consuming food wise that entire day before that was a protein shake that I had made when I got home from the gym. And then all I ate the rest of the day after that Don Ramones meal was I ate some peanut butter and a little bit of jelly on a low carb tortilla at around like 9:30 at night. That's all I ate the whole day.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's a difference between doing wrong and being wrong. Like you knew leaving half that bag was the best thing for you. Like you had some. It's like,
oh yeah. I even told her because when I went over there Tuesday, I'm like, if I had taken that bag home, I would have eaten it, and I know I would have.
Yeah. Yeah, like I tried. I mean, I just try not to get that kind of stuff. Like I try my best. Sometimes, like I can't help it. If I see some sour jelly beans, I'm just gonna try it, and then throw it. I'll have to throw it the rest away, and throw it away in a nasty way where I'm not going. What? I ain't gonna waste that bag. You gotta pour that shit out.
Who was that? Where they was talking about dude eating out the garbage can. Like I had to stop myself by pouring orange juice all over there, putting coffee all over. I had to fuck it up so it wasn't something I'd go reach and go get.
I think it was Mick said that on Doughboys.
Oh, that was one of those Doughboys. Oh, there you go. See.
Well, it's like now that my anxiety is coming back down and I'm not as like on edge as I was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And things are getting better. I'm getting healthier. Like I'm getting active again. You know, my depression's coming back down to normal human levels, and I'm interacting with people. I'm going outside again. I don't have as much fear anymore about like, say, like I have a group of friends who want to go out and have a dinner somewhere.
Yeah,
I have no problem going. Like, am I going to go there and like while out? No, but will I go? Like, if let's say we go to a steakhouse, like just random. I'll eat like an appetizer. I'll eat a steak and some sides, and like if it's a special occasion, like maybe I'll have some dessert. But is that going to be a 6 days a week occurrence? No. Like, but like I'm not. I have to be able to live life too. Like, I have to make smart decisions like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
But I still have to be able to enjoy some things. Like,
Yeah.
It's real.
No matter where I go, because like eating is just one of those things where you do have to do it. And like when I go out to eat, I always try to make it a point. Like I know most of the stuff I want isn't going to be healthy. Of course, I want chicken fingers, but I always make sure I have a salad. Like it's very rare that I'm like getting have gotten a soda or something like something sweet to drink at a restaurant. It's like it's an everyday challenge. It's fucking daunting.
Well, like after my dentist appointment last week, I went with my family to a bar restaurant for dinner. I got water. You know, I never buy pop anyway. You know, everyone knows that. But I got water. Then I ordered a burger, and instead of fries, I got a side salad.
Steps we take, man. So there you go. That's a SKiM Health Corner. It'll be a very irregular recurring segment because we are trying to all make sure we are.
Yeah, it's like one of the main things in my life. Like before the show tonight, I was at the gym.
And I went out and took a walk. I was like, oh shit, I got a show to do tonight. If I'm walking now. So I got out the house about that. I did my loop, and I was like, all right. I felt one. The twinge of pain I get in my back currently means that and the scale told me as much, that I definitely have. I know when my back doesn't hurt when I'm walking, that I have then lost the X amount of pounds I need to lose that is causing my back discomfort me while I'm out on my strolls right now. And I'm very excited to get to that point because then walking becomes easier and I can go a little harder. But it's been nice to enjoy the weather this week and get out here and get about my neighborhood and so forth. So that has been a delight. But let me just get the fuck out of my own way and let's get on over to Reddit. And you know it, each week we head to the subreddit Am I the Asshole, and we read a few and we find out if these people are assholes. And I have some delightful ones this go round, people. Beginning with, am I the asshole for wanting my boyfriend to get rid of his teddy bears?
Yeah, you are. Fuck you.
And?
I'm gonna say the asshole, but I want to know: is it the situation is the teddy bears from X or something like that? So I'm holding my asshole.
I have not read this in full, so I'm actually fully unaware of this one. So I get to vote this week, although I can tell you right now, Reddit seems to think this person is an asshole. Okay. I'm going to agree with Reddit on this one. Yeah, you probably are an asshole if you want the person to get rid of the teddy bears. But I will reserve, like Anthony says, if it turns out he got a bunch of teddy bears from some scallywags, skip scabs and scallywags, that's probably not cool, bro. But let's read and find out. So my boyfriend is a great guy, but he has about 7 different teddy bears, all with names not from childhood, but like recently bought them between 3 and 5 years ago. He cuddles them and sometimes talks to them. He lives a normal life, makes good money. The relationship is overall good. It's not even like he ignores me. I just find it really weird and embarrassing. I told him he should grow up and stop being crazy. Jesus Christ. And he started crying and is now in the room talking to the stupid bear again.
This kid be fucking real though, dude.
Instead of talking it out with me. How does this guy make enough money for a 3-bed house of his own, yet does stupid stuff like this? For the record, we don't live together, and completely support ourselves separately. Should I encourage him to get a hobby or something? Am I the asshole for wanting a grown man to stop having teddy bears? As far as I know, nothing happened to him to make him specifically want a teddy bear. The first one he got because it was a Pokemon thing or whatever, then it just spiraled into more. So now for now we know immediately, one, this ain't teddy bears. It's just stuffies of various ilk. Probably Pokemon.
Person would hate my house.
For sure. Again, hot day in summer is gonna have some real coloring going through it. We're gonna be doing like some what's your feelings about the stuffed animals and Pokemon? Questions have to be asked. We're gonna figure it out. Again, this still exists. This is not locked or anything like that there. This is from a couple of days ago. And First comment, very first comment is pink and glowing, and it says, and it's from L Degenerate is their username. They are a participant, and it says, "You're the asshole. I'd find dating someone as insecure as you are to be weird and embarrassing." That's a good little callback to what the OP wrote. I hope he ditches you and keeps his bears.
I hope so too. That person is definitely an asshole. It's kind of like I did kind of find a part where they said they closed the door and he started talking to the stuffies and crying. Like, that part I don't know about, but like, man, it's nice to have cute shit around the house. I got some pillows from IKEA. On one side, it's a lion face with the eyes open, but if you flip the pillow, the eyes are closed on the lion. It's a sleepy lion. I love those pillows.
I'm trying to see if I see any more commentary that has me questioning things. Let's see. I'm 27 with cuddly toys. I have a massive whale on my bed called Sushi. My partner's 32 with cuddly toys, one of which is a big plush seal. I got her for her 30th. She calls him Seal Better.
Whoa.
Seal Better. Still feel better. I fuck with that. My mother has an elephant she keeps by her bed. She's 42. My little sister's 21 with a Disney Thumper toy on her bed. She lives with her boyfriend.
Wait, back up. This person said their mom's 42 and they're 27?
I'm 27. Yeah, 42. Yeah. Do the math. Run the numbers right. Hold on.
That's 15.
Oh, well, there you go.
Or 16.
That means they got pregnant at 14, right?
I mean, mathematically. Woof. Anyway, okay. Let's
hopefully R. Kelly wasn't around.
keep moving. No, he's 25 and one is a stuffed tiger.
No wonder he got Thumper on the bed.
It was her boyfriend. My brother has several cuddly toys. He's 25. So that person kept having children at that young age. So they were 17 when they had the other one. And one is a stuffed tiger. Our granddad got him before he passed. Passed is how they wrote that. I want you to know that because it matters. 16 years ago. My best friend has several stuffed toys. My partner's ex has stuffed toys. Even her boyfriend has stuffed toys. The only person I know who doesn't have cuddly toys is my mom's current boyfriend. And that's because his are all still at his mom's place. Stuffed toys are not weird. It's a comfort that follows us even into adulthood. I think so many people are admitting to it now is that we realize, spelled with an S, that we are all not so different and that it's perfectly okay to be ourselves and that it's okay to find comfort in childish things. Let's face it, there's not really any such thing as being an adult. It's just a bunch of overage people pretending we know what we're doing and making the best of it.
Yeah, one thing I think that isn't talked about enough is Stuffy's technology. When we was little, with them hard ass beans in there, if you land on it, that bitch was gonna pop. Now, not only are they softer, they make stuffy everything. Like anything that you're into, you can find a stuffed version,
a stuffed variant of it.
So.
Yeah.
Well, like you could always tell the cost of the plushie when we were kids based on the quality of the material inside, because sometimes you get the fucking like packing peanut styrofoam shit, which you knew that was a cheap ass stuffed animal. Sometimes you'd have like the heavy beans, so that the stuffed animal didn't move around a lot, or you get like the cotton one that was like a pillow.
Sometimes it was carnival shit, which was the cheapest.
Dude, I won a giant fucking like alligator from Jogga Lake at the ring toss game where you had to get the ring on the bottle.
Yeah.
That thing was fucking huge. And it was the fucking cheap like styrofoam pellet shit. When that thing got a hole in it, man, my grandma was pissed.
Because it's just leaking. It's just leaking.
Yeah.
I had a sweet ass carrot that my mama won for me at the Mid-South Fair. I kept that. I wonder if that carrot is at her house somewhere. Kept that carrot for years. Carrot was dope. But it was also a cheap ass, fair ass carrot. So it probably, was not going to last. I have my Pillsbury Doughboy up in the attic still. It is ratty as all shit. So it just stays in a plastic bag because all it is spilling foam out of it.
I think the most nostalgic thing to come from fairs / amusement parks and stuff, where like when you would play in like the dart games and stuff, and you'd get the framed pictures in like the cardboard with the plate of glass on the front.
Yeah. The classics. Let me throw you up another one. Am I the asshole for telling my son exactly what my husband did, despite him begging me not to?
Yes, asshole.
Mm-mm. This one I did read. You're saying this woman is an asshole.
All right.
Yes.
Let me get you there.
Okay.
Also,
yes.
There's some stuff that goes on here that people was like, what the fuck is going on here? Something about this ain't math, and the math ain't mathing. But I'm just like, I'm gonna give it to you what I got on the plate here, and listen closely because if y'all hear the math not math, then let me know.
Okay.
I have a son, Adam, 14, from my previous marriage. I'm currently with my husband of 4 years. I handle everything related to Adam's school. He has a friend, Dean, 14, that he started hanging out with a year ago. Dean is an amazing boy, and he has been nothing but a great influence for Adam. I met Dean's dad, Mike, who is a single dad. We'd see each other daily for school pickups / drop-offs. My husband kept asking about Mike and pointed out that he's being boundary stomping, but I disagree. Unfortunately, Adam fell sick months ago and had to undergo a surgery recently. It's been hard, but Dean kept visiting. Sometimes Mike would come too, and my husband would either ignore Mike or make passive comments toward him. Mike picked up on that and told my husband to knock it off because his hostility affected Adam and Dean as well. Days ago, I found Adam crying in his room. This was weeks after getting discharged. I asked, and he said that Dean sent him a text telling him they were no longer friends and blocked his number. I was confused. They were fine. I wanted to go talk to Dean, but the next day I found his phone in my husband's car. I confronted him and he said he borrowed it from Dean, but I didn't buy it. After pushing, he confessed that he stole Dean's phone at the hospital and sent Adam a text telling him not to contact him. I asked why, and he said it was Mike's fault for being too close to me and acting inappropriately, and said that he didn't want to directly tell Adam to no longer speak to Dean and chose this strategy to not make Adam hate him, while keeping Dean, and by extension, Mike, away. This hit a nerve so hard I started screaming at him. He said he already expressed how uncomfortable he felt with Mike being around, and I kept brushing it off. I said it was because of how ridiculous his argument was. Mike has been nothing but respectable and helpful. I yelled, calling him insecure and unreasonable, and how cruel and also cruel for causing Adam heartache with this stunt. He begged I don't tell Adam, but I took the phone and returned it to Dean and explained to him and Adam what happened. Adam is no longer speaking to my husband, and he is blaming me for telling instead of keeping it between the adults like I'm supposed to.
I changed my answer.
So most people was just like, yo, man, nah, fuck this. This dude's an asshole. This dude's an asshole. But then you get into the comments, right? And this one motherfucker was like, let's see if I can find it.
Unless Reddit convinces me otherwise, this to me feels like a divorceable offense.
I'm trying. I hope, like I said, it was a.
And I don't want to think like that because I like to think that people can work shit out.
All right.
But this is like an egregious act.
So let's go. This is a pink comment. Hold up. You expect us to believe your husband took his son's friend's phone, zipped off a don't talk to me on that phone while your son was recovering from surgery, and then it was only weeks later that your son is crying, and that Dean brought the kid, I need to borrow your phone, and never checked the message logs between him and his friend he's so close to, repeatedly taking time to visit in surgery, and that your son friend didn't check his messages to see an errant message he didn't send, and your son thought absolutely nothing out of the ordinary when the friend who was visiting him in the hospital suddenly sends an uncharacteristically cold message, and everyone delayed processing all this for weeks? You mean to tell us these events happened as portrayed? You're the asshole, LOL. And then people started, then a few people was like, not the asshole. Wait a minute, no, because I thought I had read this before. Other people started coming in like, yeah, that shit does seem weird, don't it? And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let me go read it over again. And sure as shit, if I go read it over again, let me go scroll back up to it. it says, unfortunately, Adam fell sick months ago and had to undergo surgery recently. I think that's where I think this is where we get the it's been hard, but Mike kept visiting. Mike would go ignore Mike, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Days ago, I found Adam crying in his room. This was weeks after getting discharged. So this is where it starts to be like, what's going on?
So the husband allegedly stole the phone, kept it on ice for 2 weeks, and then fired off a "Don't be my friend" text.
Nobody goes weeks without knowing where their phone is.
Correct.
And like I said, right when you said it, when you said forced to tell, that's when I said asshole, and I'm not going to change. I say this now. I don't force people to do anything. Forcing is the thing that makes it an assholeless act. Like, people have will. If he said he don't want to hear it, then he doesn't want to hear it. Why would you force?
Yeah. So look, this OP was involved in this post, was regularly, not regularly, but at least a couple of times responded back to people. So I don't want to go with this as like, look, I guess it could be just an outright lie, and this person is like really, feeding the machine or whatever. But I also think something happened here.
Man, this is like an episode of Seventh Heaven, man. This shit don't make no sense.
they up in paint.
Dude, I've been seeing so many Seventh Heaven things on Instagram now. I saw one yesterday where it was like the middle daughter was in the hospital having a baby, and like the husband was at like her feet, and then the husband turns to the older brother who's like next to the sister, and it's like, "Are you looking at my wife?" And he goes, "I'm a doctor." And he goes, "But that's your sister." He goes, "But I'm a doctor." He goes, "Are you doing things in this family that I don't think you should be doing?" Or some shit like that. Like, it was like, yeah. The husband was literally implying an incestuous relationship on Seventh Heaven.
I mean, we know what came out about the father from Seventh Heaven. So
yeah, I seen that same video on TikTok. It's a whole. This dude does all he does is break down fucked up episodes of Seventh Heaven, and that's what made me say that.
Yeah, the paint huffing one and and the one when she was taking the speed medicine or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
So what I think it means.
That show was wild when you think about it now. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's some. I guess when it comes down to brass tacks, we all get fooled by good singing. And it was that Seventh Heaven, thing was the banger.
I see your smiling faces smiling back at me.
And that shit is damn near Blue Eyed Soul, man. It's almost there.
Last one. I'm going to get the fuck out of Dodge. Am I the asshole for wanting my sister to pay me back because my nephew lost my electric scooter?
I don't think that person's the asshole.
Easy.
Yeah, no.
Last year, I bought an E-Move Cruiser electric scooter, which I've since modified and to add more speed, a new handlebar, and some other mods. The scooter itself was not cheap at $1,500, plus mods puts it well over $2,000. I have a sister, 43 female, and a nephew, 13 male, who I always let house sit for me while I'm out of town on business. I have pets and plants that need to be taken care of, and they always welcome a change of scenery. So I had to go on a business trip last month for a week and let them house sit. My nephew has always asked me about my scooter, and I told him that it isn't for kids because it's extremely fast, and I've expressly forbidden him from riding it multiple times. His mother knows about this as well. Well, I come back from my trip, and my sister tells me that I'm going to be mad. My nephew took my scooter out, left it unattended, and it was stolen. I was fucking pissed and asked them to leave. I told them they'd have to replace it, and my sister pleaded with me that they couldn't afford it. It was a mistake, and that he could do. Oh, I guess they just wrote it like this: that he could do chores around my house to pay me back. I told her that it doesn't replace my scooter. She said that any money would have to come from their vacation fund. I said, tough shit. Our parents have gotten involved and said that I'm taking it too far. They agree with my nephew that my nephew should be punished and I should be paid back. But to take away their family vacation is just cruel and petty. They suggest a payment plan. And I told them hell no, that I use a scooter to commute to work often and that I want it back immediately. Furthermore, he was warned not to ride it since it's dangerous. Now that I've started to calm down here a little, I wonder if I'm being an a-hole here by being so demanding and potentially punishing everyone else for my nephew's mistake. Edit. Hey, Reddit, I went to sleep late last night and didn't expect this to get so popular, so thanks. Now to clear a few things up. People are taking offense to the verbiage let in my OP. Okay, let me explain. My sister and nephew view house sitting as a mini vacation. I've offered money every time to them to do the job, but they refuse. So I have given them free run of the house and money for meals. I had insurance on it, but that won't do anything about without a police report. My sister did not file one. She didn't think the police would accept the report because it wasn't a car or some nonsense like that. And no, I won't be filing a report with the police over my nephew. Listen, I'm furious at him and my sister, but I'm not going to get him into legal trouble over this. He needs to be taught a harsh lesson, but jail time and a record isn't one of them, at least not in this instance. That being said, I'm going to take some time and think of an appropriate and harsh punishment for my nephew. I'll probably end up accepting the payment plan, but insist on interest. It's not about the money, it's about the principle. That should be all for now. Thanks. So this person an asshole for wanting his sister to pay him back for her child losing a scooter that he had been specifically told don't fuck with.
No, I don't think you're an asshole, but he sounds like a dick though.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like,
you may not be an asshole, but you're a dick.
Like, but I'm never. It always boggles my mind when somebody do something fucked up and their parents be like, you know what, though, don't be so hard on them. I'm like, you raised me. Obviously, you raised me to be hard on people who do fucked up shit. So, what's the disconnect here?
Yeah. That is a wild one. I don't think. Oh no, there is a pink comment. Oh, interesting. Sounds like the first. This is the pink. This is the lone pink comment. But it's all by its lonesome out here. Sounds like the first time she's ever had to face consequences. That is what pisses me off so much on this one. I am seriously incandescent on this one. I don't know what to do with that. That's a terrible way to. That's a terrible use of that word. And that shit is all by its lonesome out here. Me too. She's acting hard. Done to have to choose between holidays. People are angry because she's like, well, that would take away from my vacation fund. Well, bitch, that means you do got the money. You just don't want to spend it.
Yes.
Buy my damn scooter. Get my shit. Give me. I don't care if your vacation is ruined. That is your fault. Actually, well, yeah, it's your fault and your son's fault. So you just be asked out. Sorry. But those are the evenings and the assholes. As for entertainment this week, I mean, again, it's where I'm in a very repeatable place. It is Ted Lasso. It is The Mandalorian. It is Grand Crew. It is Resident Evil 4. I did beat Resident Evil 4. And I am now playing New Game Plus and just going back through it again because I love that game so damn much. Also, like to share this little tidbit. And if you follow me on Instagram, you already know. But I told y'all a mission this year was to, for the first time ever, beat OG Super Mario Brothers. And I did just that the other night. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm pretty proud of myself for having pulled it off. Because, bruh, it was some of them late stage Mario levels that just had me like, I'm just put this down for right now. So I had to just put it down a couple times and walk away from it so I ain't end up fucking up my shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I was mad about it. It's like, this game is on some bullshit, and I know it is. But after trying, I beat Super Mario Brothers for the first time. I did. It was the Game Boy Color Deluxe Edition that I beat, and if that matters to you, you know what I'm saying? Because you might be like, you ain't really beat it, but I beat it in my eyes, and I'm pretty proud of myself for having done that. Now that's one of those off the old list there, and I'm quite happy that I got that knocked out. Listen to all sorts of podcasts, people. I don't know what to tell you in that regard, what you should be listening to. But I don't know. Well, and just if I go through my little pod list, just a quick little check, man. I'm just give you some recommendations. Give you some recs from my personal podcast list. If you fuck with hip hop, you should be listening to Juan Eppa's Life. It's a great show. You should be fucking with it. If you fuck with video games and the like, you should be check out Get Played. It truly is a great show. I think you'll dig it. Yo, Is This Racist? It's an amazing comedy, but also kind of serious podcast. And what it is, people call in with their racism questions. And Andrew T. and Tawny Newsom answer it to the best of their abilities, along with their producer, Kevin Gabartelt. And I think you might get down with that shit. It's pretty fucking dope. So, you know what I'm saying? Those are just a couple of some recs from my own personal podcast feed that you might want to get down with. Gentlemen, I've been watching, reading, listening to, doing whatever, YouTube, elsewhere across the internet.
Honestly, not really much of anything. Like, I watched wrestling on Wednesday, but that's about it. And I watched like the second half of wrestling on Monday, but I've been out and about, like working out and visiting my family a lot. Like, I haven't really been home watching much TV.
Also, I have watched just a fuck ton of Bob Hart's Abishola. I am now up to the current season and having to watch it now on Paramount Plus. Let me tell you something. The image quality between HBO Max and Paramount Plus is miles apart. There's a chasm between them. HBO Max is a way, way prettier image, way crisper, sharper image than what's on Paramount Plus. And I know it because basically they always do previously on Bob Hart's Happy Show. And so basically I just finished season 3 on HBO Max and had to switch over to Paramount Plus for season 4. So I just watched the scene they previously on, and it was substantially like a substantial difference between quality. I was like, damn, this shit is Paramount Plus, you kind of ugly. So we'll hope that'll get better. Love that show. Enjoy that show.
Puts out though.
What'd you say?
Puts out though.
So far as podcasts go, listen to My Mama Told Me every Tuesday when it comes out.
I was listening to Judge John Hodgman, and Jesse Thorne was recommended My Mama Told Me to John Hodgman and to the listeners of that show, and I was like, that's pretty fucking hilarious, because the guy they had guest with them is the now co-host of My Mama Told Me.
Yeah, I went to go see him. He's pretty funny. He does a lot of stuff. Yeah. He's David Bory. Yeah.
Well, David Bory was because they did a live show in Denver, and he's based out of Denver now. And so they did the live show, and he was present at the live show as one of the guests on that show. And so Jesse gave My Mama Told Me a shout out, and I thought that was crazy to me. I was like, huh. When worlds collide. Jesse, although for real, I got hip to Doughboys because of Jesse Thorne. So I'm just be real with you. Yeah, so it ain't the first time Jesse has put me on the game.
Another podcast I've been listening to is called Not That Serious Podcast, and it's just a group of dudes. It kind of reminds me of us, but these guys. You had said about that.
It's like 8 of them said it, right?
It looked like it. And they're from New Jersey. It's pretty funny. As far as like books go, I'm currently listening to rest in peace Eric Jerome Dickey, The Business of Lovers. I'm 35% of 12 hours in. So or 12 hours. It's a 12-hour book. That's what I've been listening to with that. I've been watching King of Tulsa on Paramount Plus. It's not great, but it's good enough that I haven't turned it too many times off. Like I was like, oh shit, fuck this, like 2 times. But as the first couple episodes are very rough, and then as it goes on, it's like, oh okay. It's definitely found its legs like these last couple of episodes I watched, but it's It's not great, but it'll do. It's not an asshole, but it's only a dick. Um, and like, yeah, just like T said, like the normal stuff, like Abbott Elementary, I got to catch up on. Snowfall. That's really about it. Me and my partner started a show on Hulu, and like we finally did the Hulu no commercials. Man, we were watching. I forgot the name of the show, but it's with that British dude, the chef. What's that guy's name?
Jamie Oliver?
Oh, fuck this shit. And he throws plates down and stuff, but he always likes
Gordon Ramsay.
So it's a Gordon Ramsay show. And like they have this, they're on 3 different floors, right? And like every week, it changes who's in the top of the kitchen. So they got this elevator cart that got the different food that you're supposed to cook. And they take the food down, and then the top floor get the food first. Then the next floor get the second food, and they picking off the whole time. And then the bottom floor get whatever's fucking left. Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
And then they have to cook with it and see what they do with the dregs and what the people who have the best to do. Nice. That seems like what's the name? You know the name of that?
I'll look it up. But that's what we've been watching on Hulu. Like I said, man, it was just a bunch of times like that shit to just go to commercial. I'm like, man, we'd have been in the weeds like 8 minutes because Chuck Woolery used to say commercials were 2 minutes and 2 seconds. So it was just like unbelievable how much time I would have been wasting.
Okay. Well, there you go, people. That's a show for you. You know the deal. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible. Give us a follow everywhere that you can as well. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? Just spread the good word of us elsewhere.
Next Level
Feel free to give us calls.
Is the name of that show.
Next Level Chef. There you go. Feel free to give us calls. 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We certainly love to hear from you. And hear from you, we have. So let's see if I can get this voicemail to be shared with the rest of yous. All right, we're going to share a window and we're going to share media player.
While you're pulling that up, about 40 minutes ago, news broke. Governor Ron DeSantis signed the Heartbeat Protection Act on Thursday evening. The bill reduces Florida's 15-week abortion ban to 6 weeks.
Oh, Ron, you really want to be president? Share. All right. I cannot see it. Can y'all see it?
I can't see anything, but our image has changed.
I'm going to stop
We
sharing.
got smaller and there was like a blue ocean.
Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to share again. And this time we're going to do share audio. We're going to just do an entire screen. Click this. Share audio. Let's try this. Hey, that seemed to work. And I'm going to push play and give you a thumbs up if you hear it.
Hi, I don't know what I just did the last time, but I'll start off by saying you do not have to put this on air. And this is April, of course. The last episode was just amazing. Listening to you guys talk about your little ones, it just takes me back. You seem like you had a really great trip to Canada, even though talking about the beach on a rainy day, I would have pulled you over too. But why I called was actually about lunch, because for years I took care of my brother who has cerebral palsy and had an enlarged heart. He was on Lasix, and I had to watch all the salt he took in, which was not easy. Which, again, you find out how much salt is in everything. He had to take his lunch, and it was a lot. I learned a lot. I give props to my boss at the time. She taught me a lot about what is and what food has a lot of sodium in it to help him so his foot wouldn't swell and so he wouldn't end up in the hospital. He did end up passing away in 2010, but he was the best little brother, and my role of taking care of him was the best job that I ever had as a sister. Still miss him. But I just really want Lunch to succeed in life. And if he wants to FaceTime me and do exercise, you know, I'd love to do exercise. I am there for him. If he needs anybody to talk to about any of this, I am absolutely here for him. He's still a young man to me, and I want him to be here many, many, many years. I'm getting emotional because I just love you guys. I love the show, and just hearing about his health concerns really touched me, and I am just like, we gotta get my man healthy. He is too cute and just too sexy to be going out like this. So, like I said, if you need anything,
Can't hear you, dude.
I think that was the end of it.
That is where that ended, and I think that we all got the gist of.
I appreciate her so much.
I truly do, and I know it seems weird, and it's like our strange parasocial relationship, but that's the homie who consistently looks out for this operation. I mean that financially, I mean that emotionally, I mean she is supportive to what we do here and has been for many a year, and I'm so grateful for her. And like I said, you know what I'm saying, give us a call. Just like April did, just like whoever did. You know what I'm saying, if you were so inclined, you can also text that message. Something we discovered recently, and we get a kick from.
If you're someone who's listening to these episodes and you're struggling with something, just write in. Like if you don't want your name out there, we can leave it anonymous or whatever.
I got you.
I found that sharing my situation, it's beneficial for me because it helps me feel like I'm not alone. And sometimes it helps other people to see that they can talk about what they're going through too.
For sure. That is Tatum 216.
Yes. Good night.
AKA Anthony, and with Tatum. Sure, you want to put that all together. That's what's up. That is Lunchbox 2099.
Waiting for the sequel to Threat Level Midnight.
Oh my God. You took Anthony out. Damn, homie. God damn. I am the internet's Tayrell 713. You have just been podcast 2, and I'm certain you loved it. We will catch you next time. Peace.
I love The Office.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.